right, if I may have everybody's attention. Hello, hello, welcome back. I feel like I never left. And so here we are again, starting a brand new semester. I want to welcome each of you back. This is the semester of the elephant. Okay, why the elephant, you say? Well, you saw the cover of the elephant if you got your sack pack already. If you didn't, I think I'm out of them out there, but they will be posted online. So you see the picture of the elephant, and speed building is on a roll. I did put at the beginning of the sack pack some of the characteristics of the elephant, and so this is why we chose the elephant for this semester. We always choose some kind of an animal, and so here's some things about the elephant. They possess openness, and I think court reporting is extremely open. Everything is out there in front of everybody, and really not too many secrets around here. They are conscientious, which I know you as students are very conscientious. They are very social and very helpful, and I think that describes you guys. You guys work very well together. I think for the most part everybody likes everybody, and that's a good thing. And I think you're very helpful to each other. And if you don't like somebody, I guess you just avoid them, okay? Hopefully that'll work that way. They are agreeable. You guys are pretty agreeable. I will say a little bit flexible too after today's move. And as Ms. Mallon just reminded me, you know, depositions get moved all the time from one place to another. So, you know, you have to kind of get used. At least you weren't with all your equipment out and set up, and so at least you were, thank you, at least you were still compact in your little cases, and it wasn't such a hard move. The elephants are reliable. Always count on you to be here to do what you need to do when you need to do it. They have great memories, and I think that's important for court reporting also. You have to have a pretty good memory in order to do what you do. They have a gentle playfulness, and there is a time and a place for our being a little playful. It can't always be stress. I think somebody thought I was full of stress at Christmas time because they gave me a great big huge basket of all kinds of stuff, essential oils, hand lotion, bath salts, and everything that was for stress relief. So I appreciated that. Yeah, I appreciated that, and maybe it's working a little bit. We'll see. They have elephants show leadership qualities, and of course that's essential for court reporting. Now, you think they're big and cumbersome, and they are, and they kind of just amble along most of the time, but when they get riled up, they can move. And an elephant can go at least 18 miles an hour at full speed. That's pretty good for a ton of weight that they've got. So just take that in its analogy. Not that you're big and cumbersome, I'm not saying that. And not that you're just only going to go 18 words a minute. Of course, we're going much higher than that. But the correlation is that you can move it. They are very intelligent, and so are you. All of you are very intelligent. They show concern for members of their family, and since we're all together all the time, we kind of live together, we become a family, and I think you guys are showing concern for each other, and I think that's good. We sort of know what's happening with each other as the days go by. And of course then you have your own families also for which you show concern and support. And they are very self-aware. And I think that's critical for you, that you've got to be aware of yourself, what you can push yourself to do, what you can pull back on, how you control yourself, how you manage yourself. All that's very, very important to your success in court reporting. So that's how come I chose the elephant. It may seem like a really weird animal to choose, but that's why I did that. I will tell you now, since I'm talking about the sack pack, again, as you well know, or those of you coming into speed building, we do have some people that are coming into speed building for the very first time. The sack pack is your textbook, and it will be loaded up, it will be online. I usually get them to Ms. Mallon by Friday, So you will have the weekends to do that, to look at it, to print it out if you so choose. I will have copies available for you also, but I am just not going to run 95 copies anymore. I'm just not. Okay? So I think I only ran 20 and I'm already out. So, you know, use your computer and download it, okay? And have your own little personal copy. Unless, of course, you want the pretty little covers. I can run the pretty little covers if you want the pretty little covers, okay? We can do that. Okay, now, I want to talk to you just a minute about how to use this stack pack, because things are going to be a little different. We always try to tweak from semester to semester to make it a little bit easier for you. So it'll have a lot of the same things in it. One of the things, I put some new stuff in there, but you will always have a literary, you will always have a jury charge, and you will always have a Q&A or a testimony. Those will be what your instructors outside of me, every other instructor will use. The reason I say outside of me is because we go through these in one class period. We're high speed, we truck, okay? And so we don't stay on one section, and it's usually a different passage every day. But what the rest of you will do, especially with the lower speeds, it will take you a while to get through each of these sections. So it might even be like 2 days on a literary, or 2 days on a jury. It might even be 3. It might be even longer on a Q&A, because there are quite a few more words on the Q&A than you have in anything else. Now, we're going to change the way we do our vocabulary. So there's not going to be any little cute words in the vocabulary section anymore, because that just added to the SAC pack. That was 10 extra pages to the SAC pack for me to print, and I just kind of got tired of printing, to tell you the truth. It took a long time to gather that all together and to get it done. So what we're going to do, as far as, and I don't know that I put this in the SAC pack. I don't remember if I did or not.
It's in Canvas.
But it's in Canvas, and your teachers will, actually I didn't, and your teachers will have a copy of it. We are going to use a different method for vocabulary. Everybody will get a copy, or it's in Canvas where you can download the copies of this. You will need to do several, make several copies of this, so you will have this with you. We're going to use the Freyer method of learning vocabulary. It's a tried and true method of learning vocabulary without testing. So there's not going to be any more tests on the vocabulary. I don't think that's been, I mean, it's good, but I don't think that's extremely helpful. So this is the form that your teachers will have run off for you. It will also be in Canvas or Wiki?
Canvas.
Okay, on Canvas for you to get copies of. And it's just, you'll choose, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to study words from the SAC pack, from the 3 passages on the SAC pack. Your teachers are also going to choose some words, some vocabulary, from the passage in the SAC pack. And each teacher probably may, well, I'll say they may choose different words, I don't know. You may go through it and decide to choose different words, maybe words that are more difficult for you, words that you don't know, or you know, you need to work on. There's a place for you to put the word that your teacher gives you or that you choose. So you can add several. There's a place for you to steno it as best you can. And then you need to know the definition of those words. You need to know what's the characteristics of them. You need to know, you need to make sentences with them, but you're not going to make sentences yourself. You're going to copy the sentence from which you took the word. Okay? So let's say that the word is abundant. Okay, so abundant, how do you steno that? What is the definition of abundant? Let's say in the SAC pack it said his gifts were abundant for the past Christmas season. That's what you would copy down. You're not making new sentences. You're using the sentence that's in the SAC pack in its context. So you can wrap your mind around the context of the word as it's used there. Now, of course, those words can be used differently. And you might eventually want to choose some other. These are the ones you just printed off. What are you doing? Giving you the right ones. Oh. Okay. All right. You know, you might want to use it in different ways. It doesn't matter. This is just your little worksheet that you're going to use for your vocabulary. So you'll choose vocabulary from the literary. You'll choose vocabulary from the jury charge. You will choose vocabulary from the Q&A. Okay? And your teachers will also be giving you what they think are maybe some of the difficult words that you may not understand. There may be some legal terms that you might have to look up. There might be some medical terms you might have to look up in the passages. I'm not sure what they will be, but your teacher will choose, you can choose. And this is what you're going to use for your words. Does that make sense?
Do we turn that in, or is that just
No,
for
this
us?
is for you. There's no, I mean, your teacher's going to check to make sure you're doing it. And it's just going to be a check or not check. Is that you did it or you didn't do it, okay? Basically for that. This is for your benefit, and we're not going to test you on vocabulary. We're just not going to do that, okay? Not going to take any time away from your machines and your writing to figure out if you know a word or not. There's plenty of other ways we can get your vocabulary going. All right? Does that make sense now? Does everybody understand what this sheet of paper is going to do? It's going to take the place of those little comic vocabulary words that we had last year. It's also going to take the place of any test. There will not be any tests on vocabulary. Okay, does everybody understand? Anybody have a question? Ask the question as we're on the topic, please, so I don't have to go back.
We're going to be online. Should we just digitally scan them just to show that we've been doing it?
You can do that. You can do that. And I'm going to let your online person talk to you in a few minutes about that. Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, maybe I didn't hear this part, but how often are we doing those?
Every week.
Word we don't know, just once a week.
Every week.
How many words do you want us to cover?
They will probably choose 3. Isn't that what we decided in faculty meeting the other day? They will probably choose 3 words from every passage.
Okay.
So if you just want to wait for their choices, that's fine. But as you read through the passage, and that is my suggestion too, since you're going to have the SAC pack on Friday before class begins on Monday, it might be nice to at least read through it. You think?
Maybe so.
Maybe so. So that when you come to class on Monday, you kind of know what's in the lit, you kind of know what's in the jury chart, and you kind of know what's in the Q&A. Not that it's always going to be always the same thing, and especially at the high speed, it's not. We're going to be doing other things. And I think Mrs. Mallon plans on doing fresh things also that are not in the SAC pack when she has that specific speed on Thursdays. But other than that, everybody's going to operate out of the SAC pack for the beginning. Okay, does that make sense? You understand this? Okay, at least 3 words in every passage. 3 words in the jury charge, 3 words in the literary, 3 words in the Q&A. Are we clear? Clear. Okay, I think you're going to like this because as you're using those words, you'll be writing them in the passage, you'll be isolating them on this sheet, you'll be working with them. I think it's going to be, it's kind of a proven method that it's a better way to learn vocabulary.
Use it as a help for you, not necessarily as a, this is something I've got to do assignment. Use it to help you understand and learn those words.
I know we do have one student who takes the SAC pack. I don't see her here yet, but she takes the SAC pack when she gets it on Friday, when it's uploaded. She takes it, she reads through it, she highlights words she didn't know how to write. I mean, she really studies it on the weekend before she comes to class on Monday, so that when she comes to class on Monday, she understands the passage, and then she can write it better. She can do the speed building on it better. I think that just makes sense.
So we're going to have 3 words for lit, or just 3 words all week?
3 words for lit, 3 words for jury charge, 3 words for Q&A all week.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so
Now that doesn't mean that's the only 3 words. You may find some other words that are presenting problems for you. Use the paper and just put them on there, okay?
So you're suggesting print 3 of those each week?
I'm suggesting you print at least 3 of these each week. I think you can put 3 words on each one of these and there's plenty of space to do that. And again, just so you understand, you're not creating sentences. You're pulling the sentence from the packet. Okay? Any questions? Does that all make sense? Any questions about this? Your teachers we talked about this in our faculty meeting, and they are very aware. Some of them know the method better than I do, and so they're very aware of how this works. Okay? But it is my sister is an English, I don't know, guru from all get out. And this is what she uses a lot to teach vocabulary, and it's been very effective for her. Her kids have passed the SATs and things like that with very high scores. So it sounds like a funny way to learn. It sounds like you ought to be memorizing words, and but I think what we do a lot of times is we memorize words and then we just spit it back. We spit them back, and we don't really understand how to use them or how to write them or anything else, okay? So a lot of this is going to be self-directed, but it'll also be teacher-directed. And you can have those discussions in your class when you get ready to do it. Questions? All right. Another thing that I have, that the teachers have, and they will give this to you, is a homework planner. And I printed out one for every week of the new semester. Okay? Nobody's going to see this but us and you. Okay? Nobody wants to check it particularly. But I think if you start seeing a whole bunch of gaps in what you're doing and not doing, then that's a red flag that, I thought I would, because I don't know about you, but I think sometimes I've done something and I haven't done it. Or I think I did it more often than I really did do it. I think a visual is always very good. So these will be available. Your teachers have them. Is this in Canvas also?
Not yet. It will be by the end of the day.
Okay, this will be in Canvas also because it's a pretty lengthy, it's 16 weeks. But it has every day on there places for you to write if you want to. Again, I think it's just an accountability tool for your practice time and your schedules and whatever you can get done. So this is just something for your reading and using enjoyment, okay? And your teachers will have this, and again, it will be in Canvas for you to use. Okay, any questions about how the SAC pack is going to be used? So the SAC pack may be a little thinner. That's what I'm trying to do, is thin it down some. There still will be some things in it for you to do. There is also going to be a sight writing exercise. And this is, I think, to be used more for you guys who are going to be online. Mrs. Gunter is going to be your online instructor, so if you're not coming to campus at all, you will have to get some kind of notation for readback. And I'll let her decide how she wants to handle that. She will communicate that with you in Canvas, but you will be responsible to her if you're a totally online student for this passage and read back from it. So what you will do is write the passage, and then you will read your notes back. Now, is she going to know that you're reading from your notes? No. No, because she's not going to have a camera in your house, okay? Are you going to know that you're reading from your notes? I hope so. And I hope, because you're going to be a strong elephant, you're going to have integrity, and you're going to do the right thing. Now, if you're in class, if you're going to be an on-campus student, your read back will be taken care of in class. You'll be reading back from different passages in class. And the teacher might even, at one point, dictate the sight writing. That's available too, if they choose to do that. But the sight writing exercise that will be in the SAC pack is strictly for read back for online students. And again, Ms. Gunter is your online Canvas instructor. If you don't know her, she's sitting right up here in the very pale orange sweater. Okay,
Right.
You might miss her, Okay, so any questions about the SAC pack, how to use the SAC pack, what to do with that? All right. The next thing I'm going to do is pass out the schedules. So everybody needs to take a schedule. It's front and back. And this will, when you get it, we're going to talk about how the classes are going to be run this semester. Everybody will have a specific class that they will go to. We're starting with the, do we need any more? Okay. We're starting with the low speed, the 40 to 60. We'll be with Ms. Dean. If you don't know Ms. Dean, this is the lady right over here, and she will be working with 40 to 60. So if you're in that speed, if you have not passed out of your 60s, you will go to that speed. And of course, some of you brand new ones coming in will go to the 40. Stop playing with your old students. That would be them. That's right. That would be the ones. Okay. All right. And Ms. Dean will be in room 301, which is this room right over here. Okay. So that's where that will be. This room right here will be the 80 to 100 room. The 80 to 100 room. You're going to be sharing instructors. Ms. Gunter will have you on Mondays. Dr. Deering will have you on Tuesdays, and Ms. Mallon will have you on Thursdays. And then you will have a couple of days of Q&A. All right? So that's the schedule for that. Now, I didn't forget the rest of you, so don't panic. The high speed will be 180 and on up, and you will be with me, and that will be in room 311 every day. We have Q&A 3 days a week, which is normally what we do. If you'll turn it over, we do have an afternoon dictation class this time for the 120s to 160s. Ms. Eisenhower is going to be teaching theory this particular semester. Mr. Hopkins is on a release for decathlon, so he will not be, you'll see him, but he'll not be doing any kind of court reporting this entire semester, other than what I can persuade him to do with me, whatever. But anyway, so in room 303 in the afternoons, Ms. Eisenhower will come in here. You will get Q&A a couple of days a week, and that will be 120 to 160. In addition to that, we're looking at, on Monday nights only, in 311, Mr. Zarati and I will be there for the first hour, maybe more, depending on how many students we have. But if you can't come to a day thing and want to come to a night dictation, it's going to be available, and it's going to be available for anyone who wants to take advantage of it. Okay? So if you come, we're going to make accommodations for you, one way or the other, okay? So that's the dictation schedule. Now, that does not mean that you can't go sit in other classes if you feel like that's what you want to do. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but we do need to know where you're going to decide to land, particularly if you're going to be an on-campus student. These teachers, everybody needs to know that you're going to be in his or her room, okay? So don't just randomly one day go here and one day go there and think that's okay. Because we have to have some accountability on whether you're here or not. The online is available because it will all be uploaded to you to use for your dictation, so you know how to do that. And I'm going to let them explain that just a little bit more in detail in just a minute. Any questions about the schedule? I wish we could do more night dictation, but we just don't have the personnel to do that right now. So we're going to try to accommodate you as much as possible. Know that there will be new stuff on the wiki every day. We have, as instructors, committed ourselves to providing for you at least 40 minutes, hopefully 50 minutes, probably unrealistically 50 minutes, because that's the time of a class with you getting in and everything. But I would say 40 to 45 minutes of actual dictation. So I'm going to ask you guys to keep your chatter to a minimum. Chatter about what's going on with the words and stuff like that, but we're not going to see who's got the newest bracelet or who's got the newest dress or who's got the newest hairstyle. I never know with Jessica. She comes in with different colors. I love her. And I'm doing the same thing. So, you know, here we are. But we're not going to chatter. we have made the commitment among ourselves as instructors that we're here for you to give you full attention. Now, and I said that hits me as well as does anybody else because I get distracted and I get interrupted and I get delayed out in the hall. So I've kind of decided I may just camp in the room because if you can't find me, you can't talk to me, you know. But I've got to, you know, because I do have the whole program, I do have to take care of some issues sometime. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time if that happens. I'm trying to make it a conscious effort to be there when I'm supposed to be there and give you the full amount of time. And the other teachers have, we just came together and made that decision. We had a really, really good faculty meeting a week ago. And we all want your success. Everybody to a person wants you to succeed. We've had some good success. We have 17 brand new theory students this semester. That's a big class, yeah. And we had 16 in the fall. So that's what is it? 33 new starts for the year. That's good. And I will tell you, people are working hard. Our court reporters are working hard. We're all working hard, getting in, going to all kinds of recruiting things. We may ask some of you to go along with us sometimes. There is going to be a big event on February 16th.
Yes.
I believe it is. Huh? At 5 a.m. 5 a.m. in the morning down at the Bexar County Courthouse. Okay, now don't wrinkle your nose because it's going to be good. Have y'all seen Cleto? Where is Cleto, whatever you say his name is. Yeah, where is he? Well, on February the 16th at 5 o'clock in the morning, he's going to be down for National Court Reporters Captioning and CART Week. He's going to be down at the courthouse interviewing everybody. We are buying you all T-shirts.
How exciting.
Okay? And
If they're from Tanya, get her sizes and colors first. If they're the ones I did.
they're not. We're buying them ourselves. This is our thing. As San Antonio College, we are buying you T-shirts. Okay? And so, for everybody that can go down there, you're going to wear that T-shirt. All right? And so I want as many as can. I know 5 o'clock is an ungodly hour, but as many as can be down there. I think it would be. It's going to be national. It's going to be on television. Come on, guys. You know, get it out there some more. And we've had some really good success with our banners. We've had really good success with our recruitment seminars. We've just had some really, really good success. To have 33 new people come in a year, that's a third of what we are normally. So I think that's very good. It speaks well for everybody that's been involved. And so, you know, and we're getting people out. In case you have not heard, Sarah Murphy did pass her CSR on the first go round, and Daisy, I believe, is going to be taking it in 5 days.
And
Right?
Rachel, and there's a few others that are taking.
And there's several of you that are taking the written test. May I see those of you that are taking the written test? Rachel?
You have to do that. Written. Just written.
Oh, next week,
I thought
right?
the written was
This week.
low. I mean, I thought the written was 180.
No,
they
the
talked
written-
about changing it.
The written is
It's still low.
It's still, once you get through all of your academics,
Yeah.
it would be okay for us,
I want to do it.
for you to take, you can't do it now, it's too late, to take the written. Okay, but take it as soon as you get through all of your academics. That's kind of my feeling about it while it's still sort of fresh. If you wait till you're at 180, it gets kind of stale.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also that 1191 class that you see down at the bottom of your back sheet, is it on here? Yeah, 1191 is a special topics class, and I'm going to be doing a test prep class. So if you're signed up for that one and you need it and want to come, it's going to be just on Wednesday for not even an hour
Oh, I'll be testing.
after testing. Yeah.
Thank you for
What's the status on the 3P? Because I was 3P'd, so Sarah just threw me in a special topics class.
You know, we thought we had all that taken care of, and as soon as we think we have something taken care of, admissions and records over there decides that or somebody else makes that decision. I don't know. We're going to watch that. We're going to
Okay,
try
so
to do
but
it
just
again.
for your information,
I understand that. I had some other people that had problems with three-peats. And we're going to try to avoid three-peats, but that's why we have the special topics. So we can put you in a special topics class. So if you're just in special topics, don't think that's a put down. It's to keep you out of three-peat, okay? Because special topics definitely are not three-peat. We did get that clear. There's a few other classes that we did get cleared, but for some reason or another, all of them didn't make it on the list over there for them. And financial aid and all those other places just kind of do their own thing. They just kind of do their own thing. And we're making breakthroughs, and they're finally learning that we exist, and they're finally learning the people to contact, but it doesn't always happen. So if you have any problems like that, you just let me know. There will also be a law and legal terminology class that I'll be giving on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Most of you, it's a really big class. There's a lot of people signed up for that. Mr. Zarate is doing his tech class. Now, the issue with that is it's coming in on the Eclipse 1, the first class. But he is going to accommodate those of you that need the second class, and we're going to work out a way to do that. Is 1291 is the class we're using for Canvas. So that's a special topics also. Everybody will be in that. It needs access, for your access to Canvas and all that sort of thing. Any questions now about the schedule? Yes, ma'am.
For the second part of the Eclipse class, it says Gunter. Is that not?
No, that's going to be Mr. Zarate. And you'll just meet with him tomorrow night and we'll work out that. Okay.
Testing is 9 o'clock?
I'm going to tell you just a minute. I haven't gotten to testing yet. Okay, any questions about the schedule now? All right, we've tried to make classes available to you. Of course, the lab, we'll have to find a place for a lab that will be available for you. The only room that we probably can't, well, we can't use 301 because I have an afternoon class in there. We can't use this one because there's an afternoon class in here. Some of the other classes, you could go to my high-speed class for lab if you wanted to. Just go in there and sit with them because you're doing just a lab anyway. It's not self-directed. I mean, it's self-directed. It's not teacher-directed. So if you want to spend some more time up here in the afternoon, find that class. We might be able to sometimes use 302. We're not sure about that room yet. Let me tell you what's gone on with this, and not as a scare tactic, but just to be aware. We have 3 new entities who have entered this floor. Okay, we lost 307, which was our big room. We lost that to the math department. So there will be math classes in there. We will not have access to that room at all. We don't think. Ms. Hahn's going to talk with them to see, what their schedule is, and if there's a possibility we can use a portion of that room for a lab if we need to. But until she gets that settled with the chair of the math department, we're going to pretend that room doesn't even exist, okay? Then we also have the counseling, they're not supposed to be called counselors, they're supposed to be called advisors, we were told. We call them advisors. The advisors are located where Rick and mine and Cheryl's office used to be, in that area, and they took that big room that we had there. So they've taken 3 of our rooms away. I hope we grow so big that we have to get them back or make them do something. But anyway, advising is in that, and those counselors those advisors are actually pretty neat people. We've gotten a couple of people that they have advised to come over to us. So as long as they send us people and they recognize we exist, I'm okay with them. And I think because they do concentrate on business and technology, because they're in this building, I think they will help us. Now, there is another department that took the area where the Murguia Institute was, that little cut through. You can't cut through there again, okay? That's Health and Human Services. Is that the name of it? Yes. And they have also taken a couple of our offices away from it. I mean, we really had a lot of moving and things to do at the end of school. some we didn't really like, and some we did like.
She's trying, she's really trying not to say.
I am trying not to be
Aren't you?
negative about it. I am. I'm really trying not to be negative about it because they've taken a lot of our rooms and they've made my faculty move. And Mr. Hopkins will still be in his office on that window side up there, and Ms. Mallon will still be in her office. But they're probably going to be locked most of the time, and there is a reason for that. Health and Human Services, just to let you know, covers a gamut of things. And we will have people up here, you will see people up here with their probation officer. You will see different varieties of people, okay? They may be lining that whole hall out there sitting down. Not to scare you, these are human beings. They have a right for a second chance. And so I think it's nice that but you may, I think it's nice that we have the services to give them that second chance. Just be alert. Do not be in a room that's not locked, okay? All the teachers have been instructed to lock their classrooms. We don't want anybody just wandering in. It's enough that we're going to be facing open carry in another year or so. In that next year that open carry comes in for the community colleges. So we're going to be facing open carry.
I will be carrying
I probably will be too, to be honest with you. I probably will be
Well, then
too.
you better wear something
But-
that marks you as a teacher, because if something happens, if you're holding a gun, you're gonna get shot.
Anyway, okay, we're going to deal with that as we deal with it. I just am telling you this not to scare you because, again, these people are second chance people. I've gone through that in my own personal family. Person that was given a second chance and turned out to be a very productive, good person. So I think everybody deserves that chance. Just be aware. Don't be in a classroom by yourself. Don't open the door for anybody that you don't know. And also, ladies, if you would feel safer, I would get a whistle or a can of mace or whatever you'd like to carry on your keychain. A whip, whatever you want. Just to be. I mean, again, I'm not trying to scare you, but I want you to be aware. Because we've got cameras now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, there's cameras installed all over the floor.
Yeah, it's true. I had a situation last semester where this guy was really ugly towards, I forgot her name, Teresa and myself out in the parking lot. Because it was dark and I just saw this guy like walking really quick through my mirror, and so I locked my doors. Because he heard my doors locked, he got offended. And he kind of looked at me like, give me a dirty look. And he nodded his head. He got in his car, reversed, and he paralleled to my car.
Wouldn't let you out.
He started yelling crazy stuff at me, and I told him, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, ignore him. But
Yeah.
he really got offended because I locked my doors.
Yeah.
I would think him being a guy, he would understand.
You would think.
Late at night, it's
You would
dark, we
think,
don't know
yeah.
you.
Yeah, those of you that are here at night, that will be in David's class or will come to the Monday night dictation, let's not walk out by ourselves. And I speak to myself too, I do that all the time. I walk out like I could take them down in a minute. They'd take me out sooner, But I just want you to be aware of your surroundings and your circumstances. Not for fear, but just to be alert. You're going to need to do that anyway, because as court reporters, you may be asked to go into some sections of town for depositions or other things that, you wouldn't choose to go, and places where you wouldn't choose to go, like Kanita went to the deer camp one time. I wouldn't choose to have to take a deposition on a picnic table in a deer camp, but that's what she did. And so just, real life is upon us, and we have to deal with that. We had no choice of who came in, and so now we're going to deal with it. Again, the ones that I've run across have been very nice people. But don't be surprised to see a basket of condoms out there. Don't help yourself.
No babies.
No babies. We don't need any extra court reporting
He
babies.
says that because there was a basket of condoms out there.
There really
You're not
was.
just being funny.
And no, I'm not being funny. There really was a basket of condoms out there. And you may see some other things out there for them to use. So, Rena, you have a...
Yeah, when y'all leave, if you're working in the afternoons and you leave to go to the bathroom, do not prop a door open. Close the door to protect your valuables, then find one of us to open the door back up for you, okay?
And that will be kind of a pain for us, and we may do a little sigh, but you do have to understand, you don't want your equipment stolen. So don't prop the doors. That's a good point. Thank you.
But also on the other side, there might be some sketch people, but on the other side, Andy's a criminal defense attorney, so he deals with this population of people. Some of them were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're A-OK people, and they're not scared.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah. But I
That's
just
what I
wanted-
said. You can't, you don't necessarily judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And I have to applaud these people for wanting a second chance. Like I said, I had that in my own family, so I know how important second chances are. And some of you have dealt with that too. So, don't be judgmental. Don't look down on them as you're walking by like they're the scum of the earth. They aren't. Yeah, you might see a prisoner there with his probation officer, or a person on parole that has a probation officer. We've already seen that. It's okay. It's all right. Just don't be afraid, but don't take any risks. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. I'm typically here by myself a lot, and there are times where no one is in sight to open the door. So I prop the door. I don't know what I would do if I have to close it now and no one's here. I'm going to be locked out.
Lab tech.
The lab techs.
Lab tech, Sarah,
Well, Sarah
Lab
leaves.
is the lab guys on the main floor.
Bob and
Bob
Nestor.
those guys.
And also we have a night tech guy. What's his?
David.
David.
And where do we find the text?
On the main floor, like right there.
200.
Room 200.
Is that 200? Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's that main
200.
floor.
The room techs are in room 200.
200.
Uh-huh.
All righty, gotcha.
And, they will come, Bob comes very willingly to unlock doors if
Nestor,
necessary.
not so much, huh? But we'll
Well,
get him.
Nestor will, but they do leave early, but David is here in the evening shift. And Miss
Okay.
Mallon is here, she's here a lot. And so you can find her.
Miss Reed.
Miss
Reed
Reed,
is here
Miss
a
Reed
lot.
is here a lot. Dr. Deering is here a lot. Barbara sometimes stays late. I stay late sometimes. So I think between all of us, there'll be somebody.
So on the floor below us, I can find someone else.
You can find the text. I could.
You might put their phone number.
I was
in
fixing
your
to say.
I was going to ask you that.
I will give you their phone numbers. Do you have it? Okay, if you want to put the text phone number in your phone, Ms. Mallon has that, and that is 210.
Because you don't want to be wandering around the hallways either. If that's the case, you don't want to be wandering around the hallways looking for somebody.
It's 486-1090.
Nestor?
For the lab
Nestor.
techs.
That's
Or
Nestor, Bob, or
yes.
David.
There's enough room here, I could put faculty members and lab techs' names and office numbers.
Is there a way you can let
Maybe.
everyone on the floor, all the faculty on the floor know that if one of us, I don't know,
Well,
if we could do a code word and say, hey, can we,
That's a good idea.
a code word if you need help or
to
what?
get into the, to
No,
unlock
we
the-
know.
Just so, no.
All
I think-
you have to do is say court reporting.
Okay.
I think everybody pretty much knows everybody, so
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not sure if I'm asking a question again, but on the back of the schedule,
Yes.
number 4, when transfer, that's only for high speed class, or is that for everybody?
The night class, Dr.
It says it's right in the evenings, and
Yeah.
it's 140 plus.
It's 140 plus.
Plus.
It's 140
Where it
plus.
says, lab assignments required work, follow directions in Canvas, and it says 1 vocabulary, 2 discussion, 3 PC mocks.
Oh, you're down at the lab assignments. I haven't gotten there. I mean, we've already talked about the vocabulary, so either look at the video or get somebody to tell you about the vocabulary. Discussions, we're going to start a new thing about discussions, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Ms. Gunter's going to talk to you about Canvas, and she'll talk about discussions. But now I want to get to the mocks. I want to get to the PCs, to the performance challenges, and the testing, okay? The testing will be done in this room. If you're coming on campus, you must be in here by 8:30. We kind of said 9 o'clock to start the test. I believe that'll still be okay if we actually start the test at 9. So you come in at 8:30, but you be here at 8:30. Don't you come wagging your little, cute little rears in later than that. If you have a job, you got to learn to be on time, okay? We're not going to put up with this anymore. Class starts, you be on time, okay? Understand there's days when the traffic is horrible, horrible. We all hear about that, and we know about that, okay? So if traffic is horrible, horrible, we understand. Sometimes even Rick and I can't even get down San Pedro. It's been bad on times. I always call in and let Sarah know, and she'll come tell my class, you know. So not necessarily advocating that you call and let your teacher know, but maybe if they take text, a text might be okay that you're running late. But on test day, I'm going to be in here with you, okay? It's you and me, baby, for the whole morning,
So
okay?
everyone's testing in this room?
Everyone is testing in this room.
Okay.
Everyone is testing in this room.
Do you think we have people that aren't here today that are testing? Because we're packed. Are any of you guys online?
Yeah, there's several online, so,
Oh, okay.
well, I don't know.
Because, I mean, that's even.
Yeah, we're gonna be,
That's still pretty.
well, I
packed.
might, actually, I might, I don't know. We'll have to see. And there's 4 or 5 over in my room still. My high-speed people are over there. So I have 4 or 5 over there now.
Are we gonna test this Wednesday?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, it is, wow.
It's tomorrow, yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't have a test prepared, nor do I have time or the capability of getting a test. What I think we might do, now, we had said have orientation on Wednesday too. Do we still need to do that?
What about an old
It's up to
blitz?
you.
What?
So what about an old blitz?
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I think, let's do this tomorrow. Maybe we don't need it tomorrow. And let's just say, yeah.
Orientation, we don't need orientation.
I don't think we need orientation tomorrow. I think we will come in here, I will be in here at 8:30 in the morning, and I think what I will do is direct you to find an archived test, and it can be something, you know, you can just go back.
It could be from last semester.
And it could be from last semester even. I'll bring my thumb drive in, I mean, you know. I just think just something to get back into the testing mode, but yet, and if you pass it, okay. I mean, you're gonna hear these tests multiple times. Hopefully you'll be at different speeds when you hear them, but you're going to hear them. So even if you've heard it before, it's always different when you're at a different speed.
Do you want to take something from fall?
I'll pick something. Yeah, you could. You know,
But everybody would be doing the same thing.
okay. Well, I picked a lot from fall. Yeah, I'll go back and get the
This
first.
is it.
Get number 1 from fall.
I mean, it's
Are you
on-
showing
it's
it?
still on there.
It's still on the
Yes.
wiki?
So
Okay.
I just clicked on.
Okay, so let's
fall.
do that. Let's do the first test tomorrow. Let's do the first test that you took last fall. Now, it's not quite 6 months, and we're really not supposed to do that. But I don't think it'll hurt the first test. From then on, there'll be new tests, okay? All right? We will still do the blitzes, starting with week 8.
I don't know what that is. I'm
The
sorry.
blitz is, I give you, and it's on the wiki.
Okay.
I will load a test, an archived test, and you can take whatever you want to take. You don't have to take all 3 legs. You can take, if you just need an extra jury charge or you need an extra lit or whatever, you can choose what you want and take that one. It still has to be graded and edited and everything just like, but a lot of people took advantage of that and passed out some speeds because of those blitzes. So, you know, and then that just kind of concentrates on one area if you want to, or 2 if you need to. Now, what I'm going to expect, there's a new sheriff in town, and it's me in the testing room, okay? So I'm going to expect you here on time. I'm not gonna let you in, okay? Just, if you're late, I'm not gonna let you in.
Only if you promise not to yell start and stop. You promise?
Get out of here. Okay. I'm not gonna yell anything.
Okay, thank you.
You be here at 8:30, get yourself set up, get some practicing done. We'll start the test at 9, all right? Now, I'm just gonna be real bold here and say, if you can't make it, unless you were in a car accident or you had major surgery that morning, pardon me?
Or you bring flowers.
Or you bring flowers, right, or chocolate or whatever, because you know I love it. Unless you do all that, you forfeit the test for that week. I'm just going to make that real plain. Does everybody understand me? If you can't get your little patootie up here, I don't know how you're going to get to a job. That kind of worries me. Okay? Now, that's for people that are going to test here. All right? Be here at 8:30. We'll start testing at 9. And we'll do that first one for next.
Let me just show them where it will be tomorrow.
Okay, so she's going to show you on the wiki where the test will be.
And I have handouts for the address for the
Well, I'm going to give you
website.
time in just a minute.
Okay. But it's right down here where it says fall 2015. If you'll just click on that. It's everything that we had for fall. I just had to make it a little smaller because our page is getting so big.
May I ask, is that something I need to request?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that
Yes,
today.
if you are brand new to speed building, you will need to request access to the wiki. Ms. Mallon's I'm going to give her a minute to talk to you about the wiki. So we're going to cover the wiki in just a moment. Right now I'm just covering what I need to cover with you. Everybody clear about the testing. I don't want there to be any kind of, oh, please let me take it, because I'm soft. I know I'm soft. And you'll come in and say, I stubbed my toe, I'm late. And I'll say, oh, you know. No, I've got to be firm. I've got to be firm. It's only fair to everybody. If I expect everybody to be here and the door's shut and we start the testing, I've got to be firm. Okay?
Now the 40, 60, something like that.
Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, now that's for everybody above, that's from 80 on up. Okay? The 40 to 60 will be tested with Ms. Dean. She's going to lead you into the testing very easily. You'll probably start out with nothing more than just like 3-minute tests, okay? She will lead you into that. It'll be fine.
Man, I wish we had had that.
I know. I know. We have really worked on this to make some changes to ease the people from theory into speed building, because I really feel like we did you guys a disservice by just throwing you to the wolves and saying, here we are, let's build some speed. Okay, then you're going, okay, don't understand it, but okay, you know. And you were very good to come along, but I think it hurts a little bit. So we're going to bring the 40, 60s into, and when they're ready to come into testing, they can come into testing. Okay, when you're ready to take all 3. Now, the rule about the testing, again, you be here at 8:30. We begin the test at 9 o'clock. You take 3 legs of the test. You transcribe 3 legs of the test. You edit 3 legs of the test, and you turn in to me 3 legs of the test. May not be a pass. I will say after you have 100 errors on a page, I think we can pretty well say you didn't pass it, okay? But I don't want anything more for add for transcription or something like that, or for credit. Yeah, I don't want that on there. I want to see that you have made an effort on all 3 legs. Now, you can edit them and print them out and do all you need to do on the one that you feel like you did the best on. You don't have to do them in order. You're going to take them in order. Well, no, you don't even have to take them in order. You can do any way you want to. If you need the Q&As, you can go with the Q&A first, okay? If the Q&A takes you the longest to transcribe, which I know, Carmen, that you've always said that, you can do that first, okay? You pattern it like you need it, but I want to see, with the cover sheet, I want to see that you have done this. And I may have to walk out early, because I do have that one class on Wednesday that's gonna start kinda early. We may have to start that a little bit later, depending on how we're testing and how it's going. And we'll pattern that as we see how it's gonna go. So just give us a little flexibility there. But do you understand me now that you take 3 tests every day, you transcribe 3 tests every day, you edit 3 tests every day, every Wednesday, and you turn in 3 tests to me every Wednesday. Some of them will not be passing, that's okay. It's all right. But I want to know that you've at least attempted it. Somebody had a question? Yes, ma'am.
How do you get to transcribe?
How are you going to transcribe?
How long?
Oh, you get an hour. You get 1 hour. So after we give you the initial 15 plus minutes for taking the test, then I'm going to the only time I'm going to yell any kind of time will be, everybody's through taking the tests, and then I'm going to start your transcription.
So we're going straight from one test to the other together, we're not stopping in between. We just do that ourselves, from one to the other.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. No, we're not going to stop and start and be like a car out of gas. We're going to just keep going. Understanding that if any high-speed people are in here with us testing, they have warm-ups that you guys don't have. So if you're at 180 or 200 or 225, you have warm-ups that the rest of the bunch doesn't have. And we do that because that's the way the state test is. So there'll be a little more than 15 minutes, and I'll give you some shuffle time.
It was a quiet zone for 30.
It's a quiet zone for 30 minutes, yeah. So let's just say from 9 to 9:30 is test time, quiet zone, no talking at all, okay? And then let's say from 9:30 to 12:30, that's your transcription time. Now, if you want to take more time on one than the other, that's fine. No, you can't. Never mind. That's not fine. 1 hour. You have 1 hour. Okay?
So,
Yes, ma'am.
I guess, is it safe to say we should start our test prep class at 12:30 instead of 12:15?
Probably.
So it'll be pushed back to past
I'll push
1:05,
back as we
right?
see how it goes tomorrow.
So if we're taking the test, if we start taking we warm up and then we take this test right at 9, we finish the test at 9:15. We're gonna have 15 minutes of sitting quiet without editing.
No, I'm not saying you can't edit. You're just going to be no talking.
Okay, well, then like throw away a cup or something.
Yeah, you don't get up
I'm
and
sorry, because what I understood was 9 to 9:30 is actual test time, and then we have to wait till 9:30 to start editing and transcribing.
that would be.
We mark those sheets anyway, so
Yeah.
we'll show what time we
You'll show what
start.
time you
Okay,
actually
yeah,
start.
That's what I want to make sure that.
But I don't want any unusual jiggling around and moving and, like you say, getting up and throwing a cup around or throwing down your keys because you missed one and you know you missed it, and so you're upset and angry, and so you're huffing and puffing, or you're crying, or you're whatever you're doing,
And the mock students have warm-ups.
Because the mock students have more time. They have warm-ups, and you have to respect that extra time that they have. And their warm-ups are sometimes a couple of minutes on each one, so that's another 6 minutes right there. That's just if you click, and that's not going to happen. So, we've got at least 25 minutes, I would say, with mock on. So we do need to be quiet and still. You can look at it, but don't make any major moves or anything like that, okay? Now, if you choose to test online, that's okay. But I'm going to tell you, the test will be posted on Wednesday. They'll be open on Wednesday. You have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday until midnight Sunday to submit that. Unless your house flooded or your computer got stolen or you got robbed or whatever, unless it's a major catastrophic event. And if you have a major catastrophic event, call your instructor or text your instructor, okay? But otherwise, you get that thing submitted by midnight Sunday or it does not count. Are we clear? You turn your papers in if you're online by 12:30, okay? Or it's a done deal. If you don't get here on time, it's a done deal. You don't test, you forfeit your test that week. If you don't get it in by midnight, Ms. Gunter will know. I mean, I don't think she's going to stay up and watch, but she'll know when it's submitted. If you turn it in at 12:01, it's a done deal. Not going to happen. Do we understand? Make sure, because I don't want any sad story baby things coming in.
Uh-oh, baby.
Well, we've had them. We've had them before. And some are legitimate. Absolutely, some are legitimate. And we know that. And that's okay because there was communication. All right? Communication is the huge thing if there are any kind of issues.
When can we expect to receive our test back?
You will receive your tests back Monday. I think, are you going to grade on Monday? Monday will be grading and I'll grade on Monday. So I would say after Monday. Now, I know that brings up an issue about checking your tests. I know that. It is a huge issue because we cannot give those tests back to you. Do you understand? We just can't. We're not supposed to, and we just can't. So I will say that when you come back in on the next Wednesday to test, I will have those tests if you want to check over them during your little few minutes of, before we test. Or if you want to get here a little early, and I'll try to be here about 8 o'clock and and have those available for you to look at if you'd like to go over your tests, okay? I just can't give them back for you to keep. For one thing, we have to keep them if they're a past test. We have a file with everybody's past test in there. So, okay? That's about the best we can do on that. I wish we could give them back to you. I know that it's an honor thing, and I know that most of you would not take advantage of that, but there are some that would probably study them and be ready for them the next time they come or whatever. So,
Starting week 8, when we get to do the blitzes, are they going to be, all three of them just going to come at one time, like on a Friday?
they're going to be the same. They're going to be in the same format. There will be a test blitz section that Ms. Mallon will tell you about in just a minute on the wiki, and they'll be loaded. I think I loaded them usually on Thursday, and so they're loaded on Thursday. They'll be open on Friday, and you can just take whatever you want or take all of them. Okay. Now you're on your own on the blitzes. Okay. Nobody's going to sit in here and.
We only turn in if it's a pass.
You only turn in if it's a pass. Yeah, that's the only time you only turn in if it's a pass is the blitz, okay? I really don't want your non-passes on the blitz. I don't need that much paper in my office, okay? Wednesday's a different story. You turn in everything from the Wednesday, from the major testing, okay? Everything. If you don't pass, if you pass one of the blitzes, then you turn the blitz in and turn those in to me. And if you want to, you can put them out in my basket. I can't promise to have the blitz totally graded by the time Wednesday comes around, but I'll try. Okay. We're all making a concerted effort to try harder.
Blitzes, are they also due Monday morning, Sunday at midnight, whatever it is?
Yes, the blitzes are also due Sunday night at midnight. And online students will submit online. So Ms. Gunter is grading all of the online submissions. I'm grading all of the on-campus submissions. Okay. Which also brings me to your eating habits and your drinking habits. We're really not supposed to, especially in a classroom that has SAC equipment in it, we are not supposed to be eating or drinking. Okay? I know that's kind of rough when you need to drink something. I would just say if you have to have water, which I do because I have such a dry throat all the time, make sure it's got a good tight lid on it and keep it on the floor. Keep it on the floor. Don't put it on the desks, okay? And we're not going to go over to Bill Miller's and bring food back in after the test and eat while we're doing our tests. We're just not going to have that smell in the classroom, okay?
So if we are going to have our lunch, then we bring our own food, or can we eat in the hall?
I guess we'll just have to eat in the hall.
On the floor?
There are chairs in
Well,
the
there's
hallway
chairs
now.
around everywhere. We'll try to see if we can get some more, we'll try to see what we can do about that. But we just don't have a room now that is ours anymore, that you can eat in, you know. We just don't. The only, well, we do, we have, 311 doesn't have computers on the desk, and my room doesn't have computers on the desk. So perhaps, you know, if they're not in there studying or whatever, perhaps you could go in there and eat, okay? It's just when there are computers on the desk that don't belong to you, because invariably you'll knock over something, you know. It's just gonna happen. That's the law, that's Murphy's Law. Okay, any questions about how to use the SAC pack? Any questions about the testing? Am I very clear?
Yes.
I think before we've not been very clear. I'm going to be very clear. Okay. If you have problems and exceptions, just text me, call me, or call your teacher. Okay? But if you're testing in here, I'm the one that you need to tell. If you're testing online, Ms. Gunter is the one that tell. And she will make decisions and I will make decisions based on whatever you have to tell us. Okay? Any questions about that? All right. Ms. Mallon, you have a class, don't you?
At 10:30.
Okay, she's got a class, so I'm going to let her go ahead, and then I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Gunter for the online stuff. So,
Judy, would you pass those out if they need it? Welcome back. If you are new to the wiki and you just need a refresher on how to get logged into the wiki, just raise your hand and Ms. Gunther will give you one of those handouts. Everything that we use on the wiki comes from that SAC dictation homepage. I'm not sure you can see that address up there, but it's on that handout. And there's also a tiny URL that I created if you can't remember that long one, but you can bookmark that on your computer too. If you ever have any difficulty finding something on the wiki, my email address is on there, and I'll tell you it's cmallon@alamo.edu, or you can email me from the Canvas course. I do have a class on Tuesday and Thursday from 10:30 until about 2:30, so I probably won't be able to answer your emails right then while I'm in the accounting class, but I'll get to your emails just as quickly as I can. I know that some of you probably need to have access to the wikis, and that's why I put up there, please ask for the access during the break. If you ask for access today, I probably won't get to give you access until about 2:30, because I have class at 10:30. It starts at 10:30. Some of you have already asked for access to the websites on the wiki, and I've granted that. You do need to go to the wiki that you're requesting access for the first time from the email that you get from PB Works. And sometimes that email goes to your trash, so check your trash. Now there are two classes over here on the right where it says Miss Woodard, and some of you have asked for that website, and I've just emailed you right back to say, are you in the terminology class or are you in your
special
communications
topic. No,
class?
it's not communications.
Oh, the
special
test
topics.
class. I think I said communications.
Yeah, it's
If-
one or the other. It's either legal terminology or 1191 special topics.
If you're in those classes, just tell me that in the request. I'm in those classes, I need access to that. If you're not registered, you shouldn't be in those classes. I don't have a link now for Mr. Zarate. I'm not sure what he's doing yet, but there'll be an active link there later. And then this is for the new theory class. I don't think, we don't have any theory students in
They're
here.
over there. They're in
Okay,
theory.
but
They're in
that's what this link is. Everything that has an underline under it is an active link. To get to your Canvas, that's the first column, and this is, just click on that and that will take you to Canvas. You can do that through Canvas. The schedule, I'd say we'll probably put that schedule in Canvas. The schedule
It's actually
that you just
there,
got
but I
today.
have to update it.
Oh, okay. All right. Here's the test blitz, And you have 8 weeks to request access for that one. So we're not going to start that one until week 8. But the dictation, when you click on this one, you'll probably need to request access for each one of those, depending on whose class you're in. Right, Ms. Woodard's is on there. They each go to a separate website because our wiki, our initial wiki, is getting huge. And it keeps telling me I can't put anything else on there. So these are actually going to another outside website.
So whoever your teacher is, then that's the one that you'll ask.
Well, and you can really ask for anybody.
You can ask for anybody if you want more dictation.
Because when you're using Windows Media Player, and I've told most of you this, you can always increase or decrease your speed for whatever dictation. So if it's 140 and you're at 160, you can speed it up. It's just one dot on the Windows Media Player to speed it up. So you can use anybody's dictation if you want to. The little house will take you back to the home page, or it should. The next column then is the PC mock. You'll have to have access to that before tomorrow morning. So I won't be able to give you that until after 2:30. All right, so just keep looking for your email from PB Works to get onto that the first time. Has everybody used that, the testing site?
All of the new ones have not.
Here's what it will look like when you finally get access to it. Week 1, and there's nothing in there right now, but Miss Woodard will put the dictation on there. It's divided by speed.
That's nice. So we don't have the thumb drives anymore.
No thumb drives.
So here's week 1, 60 will be first, and Miss Woodard will always put your preview words up here. I know I've gotten emails from students to say there were no preview words. Well, they're all up there at the top. Everybody's preview words are the same, and I think she puts them in red. Haven't you been putting them in red?
No, I've just been entering
Oh,
them.
maybe
I don't know if it goes in red or not. But
well, they're up at the top.
not by choice.
All right, so
Now
all of your
tomorrow,
speeds
you
are
understand
there.
what we're doing though. We're going back to, and she'll show you that.
You're
in a minute.
going to,
I'm not going to reload them
tomorrow,
again.
You're going to go right here to fall, click on that, and then go to.
Now some of them will have to ask for.
You will.
access.
You'll have to request access.
Yeah,
Do
there's-
that today.
Okay.
You just won't get that email until after 2:30.
Okay.
And then this is a link to some dictation that our court reporters have been putting together. You're welcome to go there. I think it's just an open site. I don't think you have to request access for that. And if you haven't joined the BCCRA, click right there. The PDF is there and you can join. If you have any questions.
It's still free for students, right?
It's still free, and actually, there might be a special thing coming up, so, but you have to be a member of BCCRA as a student, which means you just fill in paperwork. If you want to print it out, give it to me, and I'll get it to Tanya or whoever's in charge. But in order to receive this vague special thing going on, you have to be a member and fill out the paper.
So that form is right there. Anytime you're looking for something on the wiki, you can always use that search. So if you're looking for 160 or you're looking for 180, you can type that number up there and it will search the wiki to try to find some dictation for you.
It looks a little overwhelming to some of you now because you haven't really ever used it. But once you get navigating on it, it's pretty easy. And there's just tons of stuff, as you can see.
And I've
Tons.
minimized some of it, but if you want to go back to something that we did in the spring last year or the fall or something from the summer, all you have to do is request access. Yes, Ray?
Is the Eclipse software agreement on there?
Yes.
If you are new to the program and you need Eclipse software, can you show them where that is?
Oh, you know what? It's not on here. It's in
not?
Canvas.
Okay.
It's under the first week assignment to get the contract signed for Eclipse. It's under the first week. I did check that. It's still there. Okay. Grant.
When you click on the link to Canvas, is there any sign-in? I don't know if I have to sign in. It just automatically goes there.
It should. So you just have to go up here, log into ACES.
Okay,
And then you can see the Canvas link, I think on the student login, it's just right over here, it says Canvas.
It's changed. website.
I know, there is a little change in Canvas.
Yeah.
Let me log in and you can see.
So you understand there's,
Oh, good luck.
there's,
Server's busy.
Everyone's
I'm
trying to
sure
learn.
everybody's trying to
everybody's on
get
it,
on
yeah.
it.
There are two components, okay? There's what you do here on campus, there's what you do online through Canvas and the wiki. Okay, so there's two components, Canvas and the wiki, and you need to be on both of those. Don't just think, well, I'm here in class, I don't need to ever look at Canvas. You do.
And we did not come up with those names.
No.
Well,
Before
doesn't
we
mean
ask.
anything. Wiki might actually be an acronym for something. Ms. Mallon, you would know. But
Well,
It's called
wiki sometimes has a bad connotation to it. Wikipedia, it's a wiki. A wiki is just a website that can be edited by anyone, except I don't give you that permission. Only
won't
the
even give you
instructors have that. And some of them don't want it, but it's just like Wikipedia. It's an open website that can be edited by anyone.
So besides your tests, I know we have two, that we have online and we have campus students. What needs to be turned in for, because last semester we had a few things.
She's going to tell you that in a minute. When she talks to you about Canvas.
She'll see it.
When she talks to you about
Okay.
Canvas,
And
and
I
I'm
think
let
I'm in there
let her
now.
do that in just a minute. We just wanted to show the wiki. The wiki is where we have everything stored. It's really our storage room, okay?
Library of audio.
Library of all kinds of dictations, information. Even if you wanted to go back to the old theory, you know, those videos are posted.
They're on there.
Everything's on there. So it's just really our storage depot. You can go back on that. Canvas is your kind of your assignment and what's going on week by week depot.
And
As
Canvas
such.
is a learning management system that was actually created by students. So it is pretty user-friendly. It did have a major change, though, over the break. If you haven't been in Canvas, so your courses now are listed over here to the left, and I just clicked on courses, and it's the 1291, which is the class that we're using.
So everybody's is the same, 1291, you understand?
I'm not sure, though. We did the invitation to the course just a little differently, and maybe you can tell them that when I leave, because my students are going to be showing up in a minute.
Yeah.
I hope that
Okay.
everybody's in there, but if they're
I
not in there,
think
you
I
need to
saw
let me
40
know.
people
They're
in
not.
there.
They're not. Not everybody's in there yet.
Okay. Well, no,
Well,
we've had
okay,
somebody
I'm in
just signed up, so.
1291, and when I clicked on people, I counted, and this is everybody that's in there so far. But you can see that your actual course is listed there too. So there's, I think all of us are in there.
Well, all
But you
that you
can
have.
check,
Well, we
right, you
probably
can
need to
check it.
add
I'll
some.
leave it logged into my name if you want to. The inbox is over here for your email, and if you haven't used Canvas, you can do the student quick guide right here.
Actually, that's one of the first assignments. that
Yeah,
they-
okay, so I'll let Ms. Gunther take over from there. That link is to Canvas is on the wiki.
Okay, so y'all understand, Ms. Mallon is managing the wiki, which really doesn't affect, her managing of it really doesn't affect you very much except for access to the different
Yes.
things that you want. And she's the one that will grant you the access to whatever section you'd like to get in. All you have to do is just it pops up and says, you're requesting access, and then it has you put a little letter in the box to get, and then she'll answer you when she has granted you the access, and then you can get into that. So you can access anything you'd like, you just have to ask her for it. So you understand that?
And
Okay,
you
that's
can
what
email
she
me,
does.
or call me, or come to my office.
And she's not doing anything else but wiki and a dictation class. Okay?
And accounting.
And, yeah, and accounting. And then Ms. Gunter now is in charge of all the online stuff. So if you have any questions with the Canvas, anything online, she's going to go over it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's
you-
very easy, very, very simple. Start by reading this little note right here. It tells you exactly what you need to know. And then when you get ready to start working on assignments, you click on Assignments. And you will see each week will be active on Friday the week before.
Can y'all see that better?
Okay? These are your assignments that you've got You've got these are some documents that you will need. You've got a practice sheet. You don't have to do anything with that. That's just for your convenience. Something that you can keep track of your practice time on. You've got testing forms. That's where your cover sheet for your performance challenges will be there.
They're not offered to us anymore. We print our own.
You print your own.
Print your own. Your schedule. The schedule is in there now, but I need to update it because there were some minor changes made today or yesterday. If you need to know who's doing what class do I need to go to, where is it, it's right there. This is information about certification and the degree plan. I did not do that. I just left it the way it was. I'm assuming there's no change. It does have last year's date on it.
Yeah, it's
But
2015.
if it changes, we'll update it as it needs to change. This is a video of someone who was a guest speaker last semester, I believe. I left it there because it's good information. It's something you can watch on your own time. Nothing that you need to do up to now. This is all just for your information. This one, however, you do need to do something with. As soon as you get a chance to go through it and look at it, there's a certificate here that I want you to download and print out. Is it going to let me do this? Saying that you understand what's going on in this classroom, and Ms. Woodard will go into that more in detail. But that's where the form is.
It'll load tomorrow.
It'll load.
And that's just to say that you understand, that you've been to orientation and you understand what's expected.
Us know that you understand and don't have any serious questions. Ask questions if you have them, okay? Okay, go back to the assignments page after you've done that, and you will see the week 1. To-do items. There'll be a video uploaded of this session. You don't have to watch that, but if you want to, you can. The people that are not here today will need to watch that. There is nothing to be done.
Okay, so again, to reiterate that, if you're looking at this online through this video, hopefully you'll look at the whole thing, because those are your instructions.
There are a lot of questions to be answered in this video. Then you have an email, and some information about your email. Canvas email is important. We communicate with you through Canvas email. All of us do. I can send an email to all of you through Canvas, and all of you will get it. So make sure that you go in and tell Canvas where you want your email to go. There is an email access in Canvas that you could go to. You can leave it, that'll be the default. You can leave it alone. If you would rather have it go to your personal email or to your ACCD email, you can tell it and it will do that. That's very self-explanatory. Make sure you do that this week. Optional, upload some kind of a picture so that when I look at you, I know who you are, or you've got something to represent who you are if you don't want to put your own picture there. Because when I log in, when you log in, you'll see my picture. When you see me, you'll see my picture. When I see you, it helps me to see who you are. Week 1 information sheet, that's something else that you have to do. You have to fill that out and submit it back in.
And that's a must-do.
If
And
it
Canvas
says
will tell
must-do,
you have to
please
do
do
it. Okay?
There's also an app that you can put on your phone or on your iPad that is the full Canvas website.
And then there's another one too. That Eclipse contract, we have to renew those every year.
That's
okay?
a must-do.
So that keeps your Eclipse going. For those of you that don't have it, we'll need to get that. They have it on their machines though, right?
She said it was on Canvas a while ago.
No, I mean, but they have Eclipse on their machines. Y'all,
On their, my students, they both have it on theirs.
okay. So if you don't have it, let us know. But we do have to have that contract because we have to send to Eclipse the names of our students, and there's a reason for that. Because you have an issue and you want to call Eclipse and talk to them about that issue. If they don't have your name on our list, they're not going to talk to you. They're going to say, so sorry, so sorry. And for the updates also, they'll send you those updates. But if your name's not on their list, they won't do that. So make sure you get that. That is a very big must-do. Get that Eclipse contract back to us.
I'm sorry, you said if we filled one out last semester, we still do it again?
You still
Yes,
do it again.
You do it every year.
Because we send one every Every semester we send one in.
We scan that and send it through Canvas?
You can either send it through Canvas, or if you're on campus, you can take it to Ms.
You can
Wood.
take it to me and I'll give it to Rick.
Or you can turn it into whatever.
Or turn it into Rick, it doesn't matter. Rick kind of is our Eclipse person, so, okay?
Okay.
If you want to
Any
hand it to him,
questions
that's
there?
fine too.
Those things you need to do this week. There's no grade involved, but you need to do all of these things. Then you come to the things that are going to get graded. Okay, week 1, your SAC pack is already there. It's usually there by Friday afternoon sometime for the following week. As soon as Ms. Woodard sends it to me, I upload it to Canvas. So it's usually there by Friday afternoon, if not before. Then you have your vocabulary item. That's where you, if you're online, you will do the form that Ms. Woodard previously showed you and upload it to this right here. When I grade, I will grade that you did it or you didn't do it.
Yeah, it's either a did or did not.
You did it or
There's
you
no
didn't do
grade.
it.
Just a did or
I'll show you
did
the
not.
grade sheet in just a minute. This is where your PC mock will be taken. This is where you'll upload it to, and then you will edit it. Those two are graded. The fact that you took it gets graded, and then whether or not you passed is your actual grade, the percentage that you get. Those two have number values attached to them. Test splits will happen later on. Book selection, I haven't activated that yet because we haven't decided yet whether we're going to do that. I understand last semester you did a book selection thing. Instead of doing that for right now, we're going to have a discussion. I'm going to put a thought out there at the beginning of the week, and you're going to just respond to that thought. And keeping in mind that you should all be able to see each other's comments and comment back and forth to each other. This is just something to keep you going, keep you interacting with each other.
We are not going to have a book this semester. We're not going to do the book.
Okay.
But we will do the discussion.
This is a copy of a practice log. These are some vocabulary tests that are optional. You don't have to take them. They grade themselves, so there will be a grade there if you take it. But you don't have to. That's just for your benefit. Each week will be activated by Friday of the week before. Okay, this week, on Friday, I will go through and update and activate week number 2 for next week. Any questions?
There was a form that was for the practice for, I guess, kind of accountability. Is that going to be up at the?
Right there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Is that this one right here that I?
The one
No,
you were
this is
showing
one from last year. The other form is not on here yet, the one she showed you, but it will be. The same section.
And then we'll just upload.
I'll call it homework. It's called homework. something.
Homework planner.
Homework
is what-
planner.
It's a,
And it
yeah.
will be on there.
Since
yes.
I'm online, I'll just upload that to you every week to just
Yeah, it's a
show.
homework
Okay.
planner. That's what it's called.
Yes, I'll put an upload option on there for
Thank
it.
you.
I thought we only received one grade for the PC.
You do, but on Canvas, we're going to also give you a grade for the fact that you took it. If you came in and took it, you'll automatically get 100. Just the fact that you came in and sat for the test, or you took the test online, however you took the test, the fact that it's there, you get 100 for that. And then the other grade will be the actual percentage value that you
Percentages that you
received
do.
that day for your test. So technically you're getting 2, but it won't hurt you, it can only help you. And everything else, let me go to grades and show you. Everything else is just going to be a check or an X. A check means you did it, an X means you didn't do it. And that's for you to look at and see. Maybe there's something I should be doing differently if I'm not getting where I need to be. If I'm not succeeding as well as I need to succeed. I'm hoping nobody has any grades on here, but I'll show you one here. You'll see that
You've got 100 so far.
everybody's got 100. You'll see across the top, there's a column for each one of those items that's listed. Here's week 1. These are the items that are listed that you must do. When I come down here and you've done it, I'll click and it'll give me the option of putting a check mark or an X. Okay? Then you can go back and say, well, you know, well, let me look at how I'm doing. Let me see how well, you know, maybe I'm not doing as much as I should be doing, or maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe nobody's doing too much. Maybe I'm not, maybe there's something that I'm not doing. It's just to give you a picture of what you're doing and how well you're doing it. Thoughts, anything you need to add? Anybody have any questions? If anybody
You'll
has
also-
any problems, feel free to email me. And you can email me through Canvas, you can email me through Eclipse, you can email me through Aces, either one. I don't have a problem giving you my cell phone number, and you can text me if you want to take it down. It's 210-394-0645.
And most of you have mine.
Please feel free to text me. I may not always answer the phone if you call me, because if I'm, you know, I can't, but I will always respond to a text.
And mine is 210-445-4306. And I too probably won't answer you, but I will respond to your text. Or you can email me.
Any questions about Canvas? Canvas is a very easy to use system, very user friendly. Most of these items that I have them set up to submit online, that means you need to scan your document and upload it if you're doing an online class. Yes, ma'am?
If we're here on campus, who do we turn the forms into, like the orientation form?
Whoever is your